It is so nice to hear that a book that vividly contains the history of Songnam Citizens Medical Center, created by gathering the power and wisdom of workers, citizens, and members of the Progressive Party, will be published. I hope that this book will not be widely read and stay in the construction of public hospitals, but will be reborn as Songnam Citizens Medical Center for Workers and Citizens. Through this book, which contains the history of the struggle between workers and Progressive Party members, I am confident that Songnam Citizens Medical Center will be the foundation for the nation's best public hospital. Jung Hyung-ju, former advisor to Songnam City Hospital Establishment Movement Headquarters, former chairman of Songnam Jungwon-gu, the Democratic Labour Party.
The establishment of Songnam Citizens Medical Center is a victory for the people's movement. In Korea, the establishment of hospitals has been completely excluded from state and society-led targets, except for the role of Japanese settlement facilities during the colonial period and the role of promoting advanced industries to colonial Joseon. As you know, most local medical centers are now the poster child of the medical clinic hospital for Japanese people created by Japan. Despite the Korean War after liberation, hospitals have been maintained in Korea as a product of individual achievements by doctors, or as a social benefit for the rich. The process of individual doctors succeeding in opening small clinics, expanding their beds and expanding into hospitals and general hospitals was considered a common model of hospital establishment in Korea. After industrialization, chaebol such as Samsung and Hyundai established large hospitals for the convenience of property preservation and inheritance, or private school foundations built hospitals as a means of profit. As a result, Korea has the lowest proportion of public hospitals in the world. And public hospitals have become the last medical facility for people who turn a blind eye to private hospitals, such as low-income vulnerable people, tuberculosis, and acquired immunodeficiency virus infections. Our society has created health insurance that puts most of the health problems of workers and the public on individual responsibility and discounts medical expenses when they get sick. But institutions that provide medical services have been thoroughly left to the private sector. The result is the medical reality of the moment. Even though it has grown into a major industrial country, it spends a lot of money on healthcare, including the highest rate of catastrophic healthcare medical use from large hospitals. Even with small diseases, differentiation of medical services based on special payment capabilities, and rising tuberculosis prevalence and mortality. There are countless backward aspects in Korea's healthcare system that have nothing to do with Korea, an advanced country that Korea praises for itself. And the root cause is, above all, the market centrality of the healthcare supply system. Market failure in healthcare is common sense that everyone agrees with. People who try to address this common sense have long been shunned. The claims of healthcare publicity by some politicians and experts have always been discussed only on a subordinate or residual level because of the interests of private hospitals. Therefore, in Korea, public healthcare has always been regarded as a beneficial supplementary service to the poor and powerless. However, this misperception, and the right common sense, are now resonating greatly. The time has come when most people think that public health should be strengthened. Some say that public opinion on strengthening public healthcare is due to the MERS outbreak in 2015 and the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, but in fact, the change in Korean society's perception of public health as a whole began with the movement to establish Songnam Citizens Medical Center. It was the Songnam Citizens Medical Center establishment movement that concluded that the establishment of a public hospital was necessary. While persistently discussing and debating alternatives to medical gaps in private hospitals in the community. It was the movement that reached a social consensus on the process of establishing public hospitals and their democratic operations. And it was also the movement that allowed public hospitals used by universal citizens, not just for the low-income vulnerable. Above all, it was this movement that led the establishment of a hospital not in the same way as the sponsorship of certain politicians or certain chaebol, but only by the power of the people and crushed the forces that resisted it. And it was also the power of the movement to build a large and substantial hospital. Therefore, it should be evaluated that the Sungnam Citizens Medical Center was the starting point of spreading the social favor for public hospitals. The historical justification of establishing public hospitals, and the cause that medical supply should be public throughout Korean society. Now, in Korea, there are public hospitals in each region and neighborhood, and a health and medical system centered on public hospitals is needed. Whenever we talk about that need, and whenever there is a barrier that talks about the difficulty of establishing a hospital, we will look back on the experience of the Sungnam Citizens Medical Center establishment movement. And I'm encouraged by the process and the results and will produce better results. Since the establishment of Sungnam Citizens Medical Center was the result of the popular movement and the achievement of the popular movement, it is also the basis for confidence that if the popular movement is united and persistent in the future, it will not only establish public hospitals but also expand medical publicity. From the perspective of the history of the popular movement, I am deeply moved that such a record can be made. Congratulations on your publication, and I hope that everyone who will be with you in the era of public healthcare and state-responsible healthcare will gain great lessons and confidence through this material. Yung Hung Jun, co-chairman of the headquarters for the Movement for Making Good Public Hospitals, and Policy Committee Chairman of the Federation of Health and Medical Organizations.
Congratulations on the publication of the Citizen Movement History for Sungnam Citizens Medical Center. Since the establishment of the hospital closing Pan-Citizen Countermeasures Committee in 2003, political oppression, such as arrest and wanted, and Lee Jae-myung, CEO of the first residence closing ordinance, was elected Sungnam mayor for the first time in 10 years. The Citizen Movement History for Sungnam Citizens Medical Center is a history of the struggle of Sungnam citizens and the success of establishing a municipal hospital through political oppression and frustration. The Sungnam City Medical Center establishment movement is the history of the civic political movement that strives to realize the publicity and democracy of healthcare. The movement to establish Sungnam Citizens Medical Center is now spreading across the country. We hope that Sungnam Citizens Medical Center, which protects the safety and health of Sungnam citizens amid the COVID-19 disaster, will continue to stand as a proud citizens' hospital. Cho Kyung-aid, Healthy World Network advisor.
Congratulations on the publication of the Citizen Movement History for Sungnam Citizens Medical Center. At least in Korea, the establishment model of public hospitals by unique residents is of great significance. In history, technology itself, Sungnam Citizens Medical Center has not completed its establishment, but I think it is only a stage where it has started a long way toward its establishment. We hope that this activist will be well used as a reference book for the city medical centers, goals, and implementation strategies. I would like to thank you for your efforts in public medical Sungnam citizenship. Ha Dong-gun, former co-CEO of Sungnam City Hospital Establishment Movement Headquarters, first and second directors of Sungnam Citizens Medical Center.
I sincerely congratulate the publication of the Citizen Movement History for Sungnam Citizens Medical Center. Sungnam Citizens Medical Center has a historical record established by the nation's first residences initiative. Due to the medical vacuum in Sungnam and the need for public medical care. Accordingly, the Citizen Movement History for Sungnam Citizens Medical Center is also of great historical value as Sungnam citizens' desire, belief, interest, and affection for public healthcare are imbued intact. I sincerely hope that Sungnam Citizens Medical Center will serve as an example of protecting citizens' health rights by strengthening publicity. In addition, we emphasize that the cornerstone of strengthening the publicity of Sungnam Citizens Medical Center can begin with the implementation of the component name prescription that prescribes the items of a specific pharmaceutical company without naming them. And we hope that Sungnam Citizens Medical Center will take its historic step once again. Han Dong-won, chairman of Sungnam City Pharmaceutical Association.